starter list. Hello YouTube. Today I have a video just going through what are some of the top starters for the new Torchlight League. Now, I'm not the most, knowledgeable player that knows about every single build and every single interaction in the game. There are probably various setups you can do that are going to be really strong. For example, Bing 1, Hammer of Ash, which is what Lao P played last season, is still going to be very strong because we still get motionless again. But I just don't know that much about those builds and things, so I'm just going to be making recommendations on builds that I'm confident in them being strong because it's builds that I've played before, or I have close friends who gave me advice on them. So with that being said, the first character that I will be recommending is going to be Erica 3. I love Erica 3. I made a guide for her already. I'm going to be updating the guide and stuff still, because we've pretty much been confirmed that Vendetta has no mobility tag, which just does change a few things, unfortunately. But this character just seems absurdly fun to play, and just very strong. Because to give you an idea, no matter what her multis is, no matter what she does or anything like that, there's one thing that Erica 3 does. And it's this. She just flickers. You're just playing a flicker champion, and you just kill everything on screen, you hold down the button, and everything just dies, and it feels fucking amazing and good. And for that reason, I think she's going to be the most fun character in the entire game to play. In the early game, you have two options for what you want to play on her. The first option is just going to be spike skills, so most likely, if you were to play spike skills, the way you would do it is you would mule over Thunder Spike from Erica 2, play that until 63, and then once you unlock the Prophet Tree, you would swap instead to Ice Spike and play Ice Spike. The alternative option is to again mule over Thunder Spike, or even just stick with Double Thrust. It's not that bad early on. Just stick with Double Thrust until level 20. And then at level 20, we will unlock Crescent Slash. And you just swap over to Crescent Slash Recuperation. And early on, Crescent Slash is going to feel a bit weird, but basically the playstyle that you want to have with it is you're going to attack once and then use Vendetta every time your Vendetta's off cooldown to cancel out the downside of Crescent Slash, because Crescent Slash is this right here. Minus 4% additional attack speed for combo starter. You can completely ignore this downside when you play Vendetta. And then at level 60, it's going to start feeling really good when you have your Euro trade, because all of a sudden, you're Crescent Slashing at full attack speed with no downside at all, and the skill itself does a ton of damage. Those are the two options you have for early game. Then in the late game, you can obviously stay with Crescent, you can stay with your combo skills, you can stay with your spike skills, or you can also then go Berserking Blade. Berserking Blade, you do need to be careful to not swap to it too early though. You want to swap to Berserking Blade when you have everything already. You want to swap to when you have your Ghost Soldiers, when you have your Berserking Blade supports, when you have all the pieces to the puzzle, because otherwise it's just going to feel worse, because this skill has been nerfed so many times that you really need a lot of investment to get the true value out of it, but you're rewarded with a full screen clear that just feels amazing to play with. Then the next recommendation I'm going to give is Erica 2. So Erica 2 I think is very much under the radar this season. I don't think a lot of people really know that much about Erica 2 in the West and don't understand just how absurdly strong and broken she is. She has one of the highest damage multiplier Euro traits in the entire game. And I think the new Tangle skills are going to feel absolutely amazing on her. Because a big problem that I've always had with Erica in the early game is you have no way to really play spells, because Thunder Spike is just always going to be better until you get ways to apply 10 num stacks. They've made changes to her Euro multiple times now that makes it that getting to 10 num stacks with only Euro trait is very possible on Erica now. And with the new Tangle skills, you can very early on just go for a Lightning skill and just play a Lightning Tangle skill. In the very early game, you're still going to be leveling with Thunder Spike. But I think relatively early on, you're going to be swapping to Tangle spells. You do need to play a Lightning spell, and I'm not 100% sure what's going to be the best Lightning spell to play in the very early game, with Chain Lightning being nerfed, if it's still the best. But later on, when you get the special supports, I definitely think you're going to be wanting to go Thunderbolt Overload. I do intend on doing Erica 2 as my second year of this league, so I'll definitely be having some content coming out for her eventually. But first off, I just want to play Erica 3. Then there's always the good old Erica 1. If you play Erica 1, you pretty much are forced into spike skills in the early game. It's just the best way to play is to play spike skills. And then later on, you can play steep strike skills. Then stuff like Thunder Slashes can start becoming good, but you could consider playing Berserking Blade, etc. But also, you could even consider trying combo skills with her, and even just sticking with Thunder Spike, because spike skills are just very strong in Erica 2, on Erica 1. And she's just a very good hero for attack skills, because she has a lot of multipliers. Then my next recommendation is going to be Gemma 2. Gemma 2 basically got a rework this season, and I will have a Frostbite video coming out soon, explaining how like the new Frostbite works. But in essence, her hero trait is like a gigantic multiplier on ice damage.
Just meowed.
And as long as you have a way to apply like Frostbite onto the enemies, she's just gonna feel absolutely insane. So the most people, what they're gonna do with Gemma 2 this league is they're actually gonna be playing around the fact that she can use Tangle. And you're probably gonna be using skills like Ring of Ice Tangle. You might use Ice Lance as your Tangle ability. But you could also, if you really wanted to, just play like an attack-based build with her. And just do like Frost Impact and Demolisher skills, for example, on Gemma 2. But I think the majority of people are just going to be doing Tangle skills, so there's going to be a lot of like content guides that you can follow for that. And she just looks like to be a very, very strong contender for like one of the best heroes of the league. Next up, Rosa 2. So Rosa 2 did receive quite a few nerfs in this patch notes. But just to give you some information, Rosa 2 has been getting nerfed every single patch since her release, and she's still one of the best heroes every single patch after her release. She's just so absurdly powerful that no matter how much they nerf her, she's just always going to be one of the best champions in the game. Like, one of the best heroes in the game. Early on with Rosa 2, you're going to be wanting to play Frost Spike, and just in general using spike skills because they're so powerful early on. But then later in the game, you can also then try to go into the Berserking Blade Trinity setup, which people did this league, where in essence you're playing Berserking Blade, you're playing Trinity, and you're just going for full elemental damage and balancing all of your elements. And you do the non-mana setup. You can also play the mana setup, but most people, I think, just play Trinity and like Berserking Blade, because it's really fun to play. Then, this is a hero that I don't know that much about, but I do have friends that play it, and who've done a lot of testing with it, and that's Moto 2. So, Moto 2, you're gonna start the game off with either spiders or machine guards in like the early game, and then later on, you want to swap over to Grim Phantoms. And just Grim Phantoms in like the late game as Moto 2, which is very, very powerful. It's a very common league sorter in like China and things. And, you know, like, for a minion option, it's probably, like, your best option for minion builds. And he's just very, very strong. Now, this is a weird one. I've always been a big hater on Yoga 1. But this season, they brought out a new Yoga 1 skin. And because they brought the new Yoga 1 skin, they had to massively buff the hero. Because, you know, they gotta sell the skin. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think Yoga 1 actually looks really strong now. The buffs you received were, like, absolutely gigantic. The skin you received is absolutely fucking hot. And if you play Yoga 1, you're gonna just play it the way people have always played it, as a spell-burst character. There's no point in using Tangles in Yoga 1. Do not try to, like, force Tangles into this build. The way both Tangle and Spellburst are just different mechanisms to cast spells. They don't work together. It's either you go Tangles or either you go Spellburst, unless there's like some weird interaction that we can only know once the game comes out. Or like once we get our hands on the Tangle and can start testing it. That being said, with Yoga 1, after the Chain Lightning nerfs, it might be a case if you actually play Split Firebolt Yoga 1 instead of playing Chain Lightning Yoga 1, which is what people normally do. And I think in the end game of Yoga 1, you could still just play like Serpent's Beam and stuff like that, or you can just play Ring of Ice or just whatever people like want to play on Yoga 1. He's a very versatile character, because all of your damage is being done through your space-time illusions, and you can pretty much just use any spell on him because of that. Bing 2 did get some very minor nerfs this patch. Bing 2, after doing a lot of testing and stuff on the character in like last season, I actually think Bing 2 is going to be very strong still. Like a very, very, very strong contender for spell bursting, and just an overall very, very strong character. But I do have a recommendation to not do what we did last league. I think the best way to play Bing is in the early game to just, just suffer through a fire burst. And then eventually, once you're level 50, to go split Firebolt and just run a bunch of multi-projectiles on it. And just play split Firebolt with like a strength tenacity stacking version. And then your end game skill is gonna be Serpent's Beam. So a lot of people think Serpent's Beam actually got like giga nerfed and things this patch. Because in essence what they did is like on the combos, on the second part of the combo and the combo finisher, they like completely gutted the, flat portion of the damage. But what they also did is they added a strength tag to the skill. So now, before it used to be an int ability, now it's a strength ability, like strength int. I think that is a really, really, really big buff for Bing 2. Because what it allows you to do is you can play in a tenacity stacking setup. Just don't bother buying any of the strength stacking items. They're not worth it. You just go pure tenacity stacking, go a bunch of tenacity stacking, get a bunch of armor, become extremely tanky, and then just scale Serpent's Beam through just raw attributes. And I think overall that's gonna be like, it's gonna feel really good and feel really strong still. And now just for some honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is gonna be Selena. I don't really like recommending Selena that much, because her endgame setup is basically just playing Wilt. Because her hero trait has like no damage on it. But she's a very, very popular starter in China. And the reason for her being such a popular starter in China is just because she's an extremely fast and strong character early on that just falls off quickly. And in China, what people do is they'll play her like day 1, day 2, maybe day 3, farm a ton of currency early on, and then reroll to like the character they actually want to play. If you want to play some sort of late game build or something that like needs some money, and you're fine with like playing a different character at first, Selena might be the character for you to try. And then my next honorable mention is going to be Thea. Thea 3 did receive a lot of nerfs, but most of the nerfs were like towards mind control.
Meow, meow, meow.
Which is the skill that everyone always used to play on her, which is why people like think she's dead and stuff. I don't agree with her being dead at all. I think she's an extremely, extremely strong hero, and the way you should properly play Thea 3 is by playing a deterioration setup on her, but you can also consider just playing Shadow Swamp. Shadow Swamp Thea 3 should still be very, very powerful. But that's gonna be it from me, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I gave everyone a piece of the pie. I had melee builds, I had casters. The only thing I basically didn't have was like range damage builds. But I think if you don't play range damage like Blazing Bullet, you probably play like Carino 3, or you play like Bang 1.
Burning Shot.
Or Yoga 2. Yoga 2 of Burning Shot. But anyway, that's gonna be it from me, YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye! Yeah, Ring of Blades, honorable mention. Ring of Blades is pretty good. The new Ring of Blades does seem interesting. I'm sure someone's cooking something really cool up with fun.